The body count continues.
Episode 32. It's not really a special number. I just felt like pointing it out.
We're having visions this week.
Are we? I don't know.
Yeah.
You've been on the mushrooms again, Marianne.
No,
I haven't. I personally haven't had visions.
on the mushrooms again.
I'm creating a rumor.
I do have some mushrooms.
Button mushrooms, though. Or
No.
actual,
Like
Oh?
hallucinogenic mush. I've had them for like 2 years. They've probably lost all their potency. Somebody gave them to me,
I accidentally clocked you right now.
and I put them away for a rainy day. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for mushrooms. I don't know.
Maybe. But you're right. It's not those visions we're talking about. We're talking about visions of death, which you might get on mushrooms. I don't know. I've never taken them. And, well, death actually getting you after that. No more visions. You only get the one vision, and then death comes and fucks you up in
Well, no,
really elaborate ways.
there's multiple visions. We'll get into that. Tonight's a big night. Tonight is Oscar night, and we're both praying for a Sinners sweep. I know
Yeah,
we're not the only ones.
Hopefully by the time this episode's out, Sinners is an Oscar-winning movie. It's surely got to win 1 or 2 at least. The amount of nominations it has.
I want it to win a few of the big ones, though.
Not just like the smaller ones that don't really get listed.
I feel like saying that diminishes the work that people put into these movies, and I don't want to diminish the work, but
It does, but unfortunately people lean towards the best actor, best director, best picture.
just it needs some recognition tonight, and I'm hoping it gets it because it is deserved.
Yeah, for us it was the second best horror movie of 2025.
Yep,
We have a little bit of
absolutely.
long walk favoritism, but no criticisms of Sinners,
No
which is-
notes.
which is
Perfect movie.
biased.
Yeah,
Got
we
that
are.
Stephen King bias.
The David
all-
Johnson bias for
That
me.
too.
The Buffy revival has been canceled by Hulu. Screw you, Hulu. Or maybe not. I don't know. What were your feelings on I know that you don't have the attachment to the series that I do because I watched it growing up.
Yeah, and I only watched it rather recently with you for the first time ever, so it's not something that I grew up attached to. So it
So
doesn't.
what are your feelings on the cancellation? Is it disappointment or is it relief?
Neither really. It's not something I'm overly concerned about. It's a bit weird that like they went as far as they did with it just to cancel it now. They might as well have given it a 1 season shot at least. But who knows? Maybe the pilot was really really bad, and that's the actual problem.
I would be happy to see Sarah Michelle Gellar in the role again. I would be happy to see where all my favorite characters are now,
Yeah,
all these years later. But that being said, the original series is so special to me that a revival or a reboot always runs the risk of tainting it or ruining it.
yeah, that was always the concern really with this. As much as Sarah Michelle Gellar stressed that she was trying to make it as good as she can make it, it's not a guarantee of success.
It's not a guarantee. And ultimately, I think I fall into the category of relieved.
Okay.
A very small part of me wanted to see this, but for the most part, the series it's so perfect to me.
You're happy to just stick to the rewatches of the original.
Yeah, I can rewatch. Just leave it as it is.
I guess it's not so sad, at least for us too.
Well, not for us, but
We
it's
did have
sad
high
to a lot of people.
expectations.
There's a lot of feelings about this on
There
social
is
media right now.
a lot of strong feelings.
I think a lot of people are disappointed. I I'm maybe 10% disappointed and 90% relieved. I'm going to say the thing that nobody wants to say.
Okay, say it.
This series was Joss Whedon's brainchild. And I know that Joss Whedon is a shitty human being, not involved with the reboot for obvious reasons. But that's the thing that nobody is saying. He was the creative force behind the character and the series. As much as Sarah Michelle Gellar brought Buffy to life and is the face of the series, he wrote a lot of episodes. He directed a lot of episodes. He was producer. And that
Yeah.
was where my concern came from. And it's no offense to Chloe Zhao and all the people that were involved. I felt like the reboot, the revival, whatever you want to call it, I thought that it would lose the thing that made it so special. And that's the thing that nobody wants to say, is that Joss Whedon is a big part of why it was so special. And
Yeah.
that is removed from all of the behind the scenes stories. He is a terrible fucking human being. He treated the women on that show like absolute fucking garbage. And I don't want to diminish that. It's an unfortunate case of this person who had amazing ideas, creatively contributed so much to this franchise, just being a garbage human being. Call it the Kevin
Maybe
Spacey effect.
and maybe another reason to leave it well enough alone.
Yeah.
If you want to recapture the magic, you have to maybe bring that shithead back. And who wants to do that, really? Yeah,
I guess the big news this week is we got a first look at the Crystal Lake series. We
that
got
was the
some
big news for us.
yeah, we didn't get a trailer, but we got 3 screenshots that in my opinion just scream Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I love that shot of Pamela holding the knife. I assume it's Pamela.
I hope it's Pamela, but the shot that nobody's talking about, the one that I like,
Okay.
is the last one where you have 2 people, they're on top of each other, they're making out, they're having sex, whatever.
Yeah.
It gave me Barry and Claudette vibes.
Yeah, it harkens back really to the first movie, which is what we want the series to do. We don't necessarily want it to be modernized to take on Friday the 13th. We want it to recapture like the tone, the style of the old movies. And these shots, obviously, they're a little more modern than what we used to with Friday the 13th. But for me, they capture the vibe quite nicely. And hopefully the actual show goes along those lines too.
I couldn't agree more. It
Yeah, I
it
like what I've seen.
I mean, again, it's 3 screenshots, it's not much to go on, but the
It's more
impression
than
that
we've
I
had for 17 years.
right? But, it perfectly for me, it captured the essence of what the franchise is, and I hope that it's just a small taste of what we're gonna get. Because if that's the case, then I know we're in for something very special.
But we see Linda Cardellini fucking a lot of people up. I think that's going to be amazing if if it goes that way. We don't have a date yet.
No, we don't. I'm assuming it's gonna be November just because there's a Friday the 13th in November, but I'm also thinking it could benefit from a summer release because Friday the 13th is a Summerween movie. I feel like Friday the 13th invented Summerween,
Yeah,
but
I guess you wouldn't count Jaws for
uh,
that. We're talking slashers.
yeah, if we're talking slashers. But no, I guess you're right. Jaws did invent it, but Friday the 13th took it and made it something else.
Yeah, the overlap with Friday the 13th in November would be pretty nice, though. How are they releasing it? Do we know? Are
We
they
don't.
just dropping it in one big block or a weekly release?
I have no idea. There's not
Just,
much news coming out. We got 3 screenshots, but
yeah, we want more.
Friday
We're
the
greedy.
13th would have been a perfect time to at least announce the release date. The series wrapped quite a while ago now, so I feel like the editing process should be almost done if it's not already completely done.
Yeah, you can set a
And
date, surely.
set a date. Like I love the screenshots, but I want more. And that's just me being a Friday the 13th fan. I'm greedy. It's been so fucking long. Stop with this like slow trickle of news.
Bombard us.
Like it's not enough. I need more, but I'm greedy, so that's fine.
It would be nice to have a Friday the 13th series and a series of AHS airing at the same time, though. I'd be down for that because that's basically what happened with the last season of AHS. It was airing alongside Chucky. So me and my girlfriend were choosing between those as to what to watch first. AHS won every time.
If it ends up being AHS versus Crystal Lake, me and you are going to do battle. It's not about which is better. I don't want to do that because I'm sure I'm going to love both. But I'm anticipating Friday because it's been 17 years since we've had anything.
Yeah.
So I want something. I need this series.
Give us a scene.
Whereas AHS is going back to, it looks like it's going to be a Coven related season, and we're getting all of the heavy hitters back. Sarah Paulson, Emma Roberts, Evan Peters, Kathy Bates, who announced her retirement and reversed course for Ryan Murphy.
Drove a dumpster truck full of money to her house.
I'm anticipating both for different reasons, but we've had a lot of AHS. So Friday wins, not only because I'm a Friday fan first, but because it's been so fucking long.
Yeah.
I feel a bit like an addict and
Well,
I
I've
need my
been
fix.
I've been saying this, drug expert and everything.
Stop it. More Friday related news.
More Friday.
Probably the best news that any Friday fan could have ever possibly fucking imagined. And that is Sean Cunningham announcing that him and Victor Miller have finally fucking buried the hatchet.
The kissing and everything.
Finally. This is something that I've wanted for years. Two grown men having separate fucking tantrums, which, whether they're justified or not, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the people who pay for this petty ass argument that's been going on for decades are the fans.
Absolutely.
This is the best news. And I know there are a lot of strong feelings about the Warner Brothers Paramount merger. If it goes through, there will be no more legal barriers in the way because Warner Brothers owns some rights and Paramount owns some rights. So that will solve that problem.
So there's going to be some upside to this, at least for us two. I mean, they're all rich pieces of shit, aren't they, that run these studios? Netflix aren't that much better. It is what it is.
Well, that's exactly it. There are no good guys in
Yeah,
this
like
merger.
name a great producer. You can't.
A
How are
great
you going to try?
producer. Oh, I'm going to
Like,
do it.
good person.
She's dead.
Who's dead?
Deborah Hill.
Yeah, we love Deborah Hill. She counts. Yeah.
There are great producers out there. There are
Jason Blum's not one of them.
good people in the industry. But in terms of this merger, I think we need to stop acting like there's one company that occupies the moral high ground.
Yeah, certainly not Netflix.
So I'm very much looking forward to where this franchise is going to go moving forward.
Finally, we're getting stuff.
Yeah, and
That's what really counts. At least for us.
I feel more hopeful now than I have in years.
Very nice. On that note, let's get into a less hopeful movie. Movie all about death and disaster and a guy named Alex Browning.
And the iconic Tony Todd. That's right, we watched Final Destination this week.
Damn right we did.
The OG.
Yeah, not the new one, which we're two of the 10 people in the world that don't like that movie.
Bloodlines sucked ass.
We watched the OG, which is much better. And I think probably still the darkest movie in the franchise, I think, the original. We think of this franchise as being one of the more fun and silly ones. Sure, you see people dying in horrific ways, but again, that's part of the fun.
This is the
Yeah.
origin story of my anxiety. Like,
Or
this
for
movie literally
everything
makes
in general or just playing.
everything in general. This movie makes you not want to do anything ever again in your life. Because even the most benign activity
Yeah,
is going to end
haven't-
with you dying
I haven't
in the
done my-
most outlandish fucking ways.
Exactly. I haven't done my laundry in the bathroom since. What a way to go out.
We're going to get into that because I feel like,
Skill issues.
yeah, with Todd, specifically skill issue.
It's not Tony Todd. Todd the character.
You'll be watching a scene and you'll see a knife and it's like, oh my God, he's going to get stabbed.
That
But
knife's
then
gonna
he
fucking do
slips
something.
on a jelly donut and cracks his skull open or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of misdirection in this franchise, which is very nice. Most of the time. Sometimes it gets a bit dumb, but it's whatever.
Browning. You really like that last name.
It's just a funny name, isn't it? Browning. What are you doing right now? Oh, I'm just browning.
Alex is packing to go to the airport because he's going to Paris with his senior class for 10 days. And this is, I guess, the part of the movie that I don't get. He has a vision all of a sudden because he wants the tag from his previous trip to remain attached to his suitcase. And his mother,
For good luck.
who's the real villain of this story, by the
I was
way.
going to say that. She's the catalyst for all this disaster, what you think about it. If she'd have just left that well enough alone, Alex would be, he'd be sad in Paris eating a baguette, maybe having some snails. She's like, nah.
He
rips
rips
it
the
up.
tag off. And
Not-
his
Not
dad
necessary.
and his dad with the foreshadowing. Live it up, Alex. You've got your whole life ahead of you.
Dun, dun, dun.
How does he become a visionary all of a sudden? There's no lore.
No, it's not really said. It was just random.
And the scenes where he gets, I guess, a vibe or a feeling are punctuated with Devon Sawa's intense stare.
Yeah, like he's reacting to everything that's going on around him, even before he steps on the plane and shit hits the fan.
The night before the flight, he looks up at his desk fan and we get the ominous stare. You haven't even seen the vision of the plane crash yet. How does it happen that you've all of a sudden decided to read too much into so many fucking things that are happening?
Yeah,
Like, what's the catalyst?
He's caught a bad vibe. Can't even speak. He's caught a bad vibe well in advance of anything happening, I think the same happens with Wendy in Final Destination 3, which has the same director returning.
Well, the same happens in 2.
And it's again
with
like a
Kimberly.
darker movie.
It's like before you see your vision, how do you know that these silly little things that are happening are so weird?
Just a sense he has, intuition.
And look, we don't
You
need to
girls have
unpack
that.
that. Like the movie works regardless. I just think
You
it's
try to
so
unpack
weird.
it.
There's no, but there's no lore. Why is it that you're all of a sudden
He digs into the lore
feeling
later, though.
yeah, but why are you feeling so strongly about this tag being ripped off your suitcase? Why are you feeling so threatened by your desk fan?
Gonna be paranoid as fuck for a bit.
Really paranoid.
But it's a moot point because he's actually correct to be all paranoid and act really hard in response to everything that happens around him. Like the word terminal at the airport. Imagine that. Dun dun dun.
Checking in, and the lady says, "Your departure time is the same as your birthday." And he gets really freaked
Knocked
out.
out. What do you mean
Why?
departure?
This lady is just pointing out a coincidence. Like,
No coinky dink.
just move on. But before the vision,
Okay.
we get boys doing boy thing, best friends doing best friend thing.
Shitting together.
Yeah, they go poop together. Do boys do that? Do they poop together?
I've never done it with my friends, so I guess it's a Todd and Alex thing.
You don't play battle shits with your friends?
I never have, no. Not yet.
But you want to.
Hey, maybe when we meet in person,
Excuse you.
we will find it out.
It's a boy thing. I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, they go to shit in the airport because they're scared of the hot girls on the plane maybe walking into the bathroom after them,
Todd
which you
has
don't want to
some
happen.
of the best lines in this movie. And when he's explaining to Alex why they need to go poop before they get on the plane, and he's like, "Do you want them to associate you with that stinging tear in their eye?" That is fucking Oscar-worthy writing right there.
He makes valid points, and he convinces Alex. Yeah, he goes and pinches one out.
But then they get on the plane, and Alex is freaking out about a lot of little things, like his tray table is broken, and he's looking outside at the plane. Like, everything is just giving him this looming feeling of anxiety.
And he also heard a John Denver song on the airport. He's like, he died in a plane crash. The plane does seem to be in disrepair, at least the tray is.
Seems to be a janky-ass airplane, and we take off, and we see that Alex's misgivings are not completely misplaced.
Yeah, they're completely valid. After all the shit you were just talking about him, he was goddamn right.
I'm not talking shit. I just want to know why he woke up one day and decided to be super fucking paranoid. Like, did he get a bad batch of weed? I have questions. But it's not too long after takeoff that half of the plane just gets ripped off and passengers are sucked out of the hole on the side of the plane. The oxygen masks deploy.
Yeah,
And
that'll
then
save them.
the plane just fucking blows up. But it's not real because
It's just realistic.
Alex is still on the plane, on the tarmac, waiting for it to take off, but he's experiencing the exact same things that he was experiencing in his vision.
Yeah, such as the tray breaking, the girls wanting to switch seats, Todd being a douche.
He wants off the plane.
And he announces this shit. He's like, the plane's
It's
gonna
gonna
blow
blow
up.
up. If this was post
We're all gonna
9/11,
die.
the air marshals on the plane would have just shot him right there. Roll credits.
Here's a vision for you.
Instead, he gets thrown off the plane along with a few of his classmates, mainly Carter, who thinks he's a tough guy. He's just a dick.
Yeah, he's a douche nozzle.
And when Alex says that the plane is going to blow up, Carter decides to throw hands. And then his girlfriend tries to stop him. Basically, everybody who's standing up in the aisle gets ejected from the plane. So that's Alex, Todd. Well, Todd doesn't get ejected. Todd runs out to check on Alex.
Yeah.
Carter,
friend.
Terry, Billy, Clear, who doesn't get kicked off the plane, but she decides out of nowhere that she believes Alex. So she gets off of her own volition.
Yeah, she doesn't want to stay on this plane afterwards, what she's seen go down. And fair enough, I guess. I personally would have stayed on the plane. I'm not worried about what some psychopath is screaming about crashing. I'll take my chances.
Oof, I don't know about that.
Really?
I'm already afraid of flying.
think
So
it's
something
okay.
like
It
that
never
would just
bothered
trigger
me.
my anxiety.
I've not been on a plane for a long time, but it never really bothered me. It might make me sick, here and there, but I was never really afraid of it. And I would persevere and I would go to France.
Jeez. Both of their teachers get kicked off as well. Could you imagine going to Paris with your whole fucking senior class with no supervision?
Just go on a tear.
Luckily, they negotiate, and one of the teachers is allowed to get back on the flight.
You're
And
the one that knows the whole French thing. He gets back
yeah,
on the flight.
and Mrs. Luton stays behind, and Carter is not happy. Carter's running his mouth and threatening Alex, and then the plane blows up, and then Carter gets really fucking quiet.
Yeah, Alex gagged him a bit right there. I thought you said the plane wasn't going to explode, bitch. Now what? I'm a fucking oracle. You're just a douche. But Alex doesn't actually brag about it. He's still disturbed by everything. Even more disturbed now.
Well, I think they're all disturbed. Miss Luton is looking at him like he's some kind of
Demon.
Let's remember that all of this is his mother's fault.
Anti-tag ass. Just like
Mm.
forget about Tony Todd's character being the overarching villain of this franchise. It's
What?
really her.
Why would Bloodworth be the villain?
Well, he's kind of like a menacing presence, generally. Maybe not the villain.
I reject that.
Alex's mother's the real menace, is what I'm saying. She doesn't pay the price for it.
Death needs to pay her a visit.
It's dropped a grape.
Sometime later, we're at a memorial, I guess, at the high school for everybody who's died. Carter is still threatening violence against pretty much everybody. He's such a prick.
It's like that one guy, and I know what you did last summer. Just
Yeah.
in constant douchebag mode.
You know who I feel sorry for? His girlfriend. Because every single time he gets hot, she's running interference.
Leave it. It's not worth it.
And also, like, why are you threatening to beat the shit out of people at a memorial?
Yeah, like he's not putting the fun in funeral.
Clear decides to give Alex her final rose, kind of like Bachelorette style.
Will you take this rose?
She's the only one with any fucking common sense, and she realizes that Alex is the reason that she's still alive.
Yeah, he's a fucking hero. Carter.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Okay, that's maybe an accidental hero.
Todd and Alex, their relationship is strained because Todd's parents, I guess, feel some kind of way about him hanging out with Alex. But they make plans to go to a Yankees game.
Oh yeah, I love football.
The Yankees are baseball, you
I know it's a little
fucking
joke.
weirdo.
The Canadians do baseball.
Oh, we're bringing up this sore spot. Yes, we do.
Okay.
We only have one team left, the Toronto Blue Jays, but it's a sore spot for Montrealers. We had a team, the Montreal Expos.
I
And
recognize the name.
in the early, I want to say 2000s, I don't know the exact year, our team was sold and they went to Washington. So now we have this ugly ass stadium that is not being used. And it's called the Big Eyesore. It's the Olympic Stadium and it was built for the 1976 Olympics. And it looks like a dick.
Yeah, Olympic stadiums famously work out well.
I'll send you a picture, but like it looks very phallic.
I'm surprised you don't like it.
It's ugly. And
It's an
It
ugly
took
dick
us-
stadium.
it took us decades, and I mean decades, to pay off the construction of this thing. And even so many years later, there were always things going wrong with it. It has a retractable roof, and that roof always breaks. So it cost us a buttload of money, took years to pay it off, doesn't work properly. And then our baseball team, who called the Olympic Stadium home, left. So there's a lot of
What an amazing
butthurt.
investment.
There's a lot of butthurt feelings about that in Montreal.
Okay, no more baseball talk on this podcast then. We'll get back to the movie.
Todd's at home. He's doing some laundry. He's trimming his nose hairs. He's taking another poop.
Yeah, and he attempts to shave even though he's got no facial hair and immediately cuts himself. Another bad omen.
Seriously, he looks like he's 12. What is he doing trying to shave? But ultimately, he meets his end when he slips and falls on the clothesline in the bathroom, and the clothesline wraps itself around his neck. He ends up in the bathtub with some spilled shampoo, so his feet are sliding everywhere because it's slimy. He can't stand up. Here's my question. Can he not just unravel the clothesline? Because it did like a little spinny thing around his neck, so fucking unspin it.
Yeah, that's what I would at least attempt to do. Just like twirl it out, you know? But he just immediately panics and starts kicking and writhing around and only makes the line get tighter on his throat. He's pretty fucked, basically.
Yeah,
And
he's
there's
not long for
this
this world.
really great shot of his eyes filling with blood as he's struggling away.
The petechia, that is such...
It made you wince when we were watching it.
It didn't make me wince. That is one of my favorite scenes, and it's such a throwaway thing. It's just one of those scenes that's such a nice touch.
Yeah.
You can just see the petechia forming in his eye, and you see his toes curling.
It's an underrated death, I think. it gets left out, but it's actually really effectively staged and really dark and disturbing.
Chad Donala, he does such a great job. Little movements with his body, like again, his toes curling, and
Yeah.
it really sells it. It adds a level of sadness. Like you said, it's a dark movie. Alex feels somewhat responsible.
Hmm.
He's lost all of his classmates, and Todd is his best friend, and now he's lost Todd.
And although Alex didn't have another vision, he did have a sense that something was about to go down, and he even got a clue where a bit of ripped paper said Todd's name. So he's rushing on over to Todd's house as all this is going down. But
He got a clue from a Penthouse magazine.
yeah, who hasn't? And he gets there just in time to not save Todd, but to see him being wheeled out in a body bag with his distraught parents who, again, lost their other son in the plane crash.
They're now childless.
Now they're childless in the space of, what, 3 or 4 days?
Yeah,
I forget the exact timeline, but
but Alex decides to start
they're
yelling at
distraught.
them.
Yeah, they're distraught. He wants to, like, yell at them, explain his theory or some shit, debate the circumstances of their second son's death.
It's kind of
Like,
reminiscent
what the fuck?
of well, I can't say final girl because she dies, but the main character in Bloodlines when I don't give a shit. When she is tormenting her surviving family.
Fucking PowerPoint presentation.
Like, there's a PowerPoint presentation on desk design, and her extended family, her aunt and her cousins have just lost their father and husband, and she's torturing them, trying to tell them who's next. It's a little bit reminiscent of that, just maybe
Yeah.
toned down a bit.
Alex isn't as bad as she is. Like, he's not texting anyone and being like, "Did it get you yet?"
Oh my god, don't get me fucking started on that garbage.
I thought she was horrible.
She's also dead.
Yeah, fuck her. I mean, Alex is dead too, but that's another story.
Okay.
Your
For
theory.
those of you who have not seen Final Destination 2, it is revealed that Alex got killed by a brick that fell on him.
Of all the ways to go. How elaborate.
I don't know who wrote Final Destination 2. I don't have that information in front of me. I want to say, fuck that person. Devon Sawa was unable or unwilling to return for part 2. I'm assuming the original plan was for him to come back and have him reunite with Ali Larder, which didn't happen, unfortunately. It is what it is. I still love part 2. Whoever wrote that into the story, you've ruined any and all possibility of Devon Sawa returning to the franchise.
Yeah, like, why do
Mhm.
that? Apparently, it was written by the same people that wrote The Butterfly Effect, Final Destination 2, that is, and one of the co-writers of The Final Destination, which the consensus says is the worst one.
All right. Well,
So they weren't cooking with Final Destination 2, at least on that front.
what I would like is a little bit of retcon. If we're gonna get if we're gonna get more Final Destination, we're not gonna have Tony Todd involved, unfortunately. Ali Larder is also dead. So the only legacy
Clear
character
Rivers is
left.
dead. Ali Larter, the actress, is alive and well, guys.
Yes. Did I say Ali Larder is dead?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Yes, Clear is dead. My apologies. And I'm gonna knock on wood because I'm not trying to
Well, this
manifest
episode
anything.
airs on Tuesday, so there's still time.
So the only possibility of any legacy characters appearing moving forward, there's only one option now, and that's Kimberly, AJ Cook from part 2.
Who is confirmed to be alive in the most recent one?
Um, and I would be curious to see where she's at because I love Kimberly, but also see the possibility for a little bit of retconning.
To bring Alex back?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, when it's Final Destination, like, who really gives a fuck about continuity to that point? Sure, he's dead according to a newspaper article, but it's Devon Sawa. Let's bring him back. Who cares?
let's say he faked his death. I don't know.
You're an Alex True for now.
We have retconned some far dumber shit in horror movies. Like this would be nothing. Wouldn't even be scratching the surface.
Okay, well, speaking of characters you love, it's time for Tony Todd to enter the fray because Alex and Claire decide they need to
To go see his
investigate
body.
further. Yeah, let's sneak into the funeral home where our friend's dead body is and, I don't know, poke him a bit.
I don't think they were investigating. I think Alex just wanted to see his friend. That was
Yeah,
my impression.
because he doesn't believe it's a suicide, even though it's been ruled one pretty quickly.
Well, it's an easy assumption to make. And it's Bloodworth who forces Alex to have second thoughts. And he talks about how death has a design. And you can't cheat death and you can't escape death.
And you can't fuck with that Mac Daddy.
Nope. He's so good.
Yeah, he's so great in this role. Like,
His voice is so soothing to me. I wonder if he ever recorded any books on tape. That's something I'd love to listen to as I fall asleep at night.
Yeah, he does have a great voice, and it's good for the role as well. Like, he manages to be pretty ominous while he's creeping out these poor teenagers and then pulling this thing out of Todd's shoulder that spurts blood everywhere. Well, it's not blood at that point, is it? It's in embalming fluid.
It's a visual.
He laughs like, "Yeah, I'm just here fucking around with your dead friend. What about it?"
So that's when Clear and Alex decide that they need to investigate this further. Death's plan. So they go for coffee and they chat about who might be next.
Yeah, and this is sort of backed up by the fact that the survivors all seem to converge on this one location at the same time, while Alex is again experiencing weird feelings, like he sees the reflection of a bus in the glass of the restaurant, and because Def's always hanging around, apparently.
They're approached by Carter and Terry, and we get the funniest
The
kill of the whole
funniest, yeah.
franchise. She's sick of Carter and his aggression, and she tells him to drop dead and then steps out onto the street and immediately gets splattered by a bus. Drop
It's
dead, and
so
then she
good.
drops dead.
Oh, sweet irony. Alex becomes convinced that Def's cleaning up its loose ends. He's collecting a bunch of literature on plane crashes and near-death experiences. It's like they had this magazine back in the day called Bizarre Magazine that was like full of images of disaster and death, and he's basically collecting that sort of shit. He's like me as a teenager.
He's fully in on the conspiracy theory, which turns out to not be a conspiracy theory, but even Clear thinks he's gone off the deep end. Everybody kind of thinks he's gone off the deep end. Nobody thinks he's credible at this point.
Yeah, Claire listens to him, and she's like, "After listening to you, I'm convinced that Todd killed himself." She's like, "Oh, okay, damn. Fuck me, I guess. My little fairy."
She's saying, after listening to you, I can see why Todd wanted to get the fuck away from you.
You really are crazy.
You're the worst.
But he essentially figures out that Death's picking people off in the order that they would have died in the disaster, which is nitpicking on Death's part, I think, but I guess it drives the plot along. And he figures out that Miss Luton is next.
Miss Luton is very apprehensive of him and has been since the plane crash. And she even tells him at the memorial, "You scare the hell out of me. Get away from me." He's lurking in her front yard at night. He's just watching, creeping.
He's always fucking sweating in this movie. He's a sweaty mess in most of his scenes, just panicking and fidgeting and sweating and ranting.
We like sweaty Devon Sawa.
He was a good looking dude.
He is a good looking dude. I grew up with him plastered all over my bedroom walls.
Mm.
So you'll get no argument from me. That middle part, the Tiger Beat days, the Teen Beat days. So yeah, he's just lurking outside of Miss Luton's house. And she decides to call the cops. Well, not the cops, but the same FBI agents that were investigating the plane crash. Agent Shrek and Agent Ween.
Just amazing names here.
Unfortunate names. But I never realized this. Agent Ween is a baby-faced Daniel Roebuck.
Yeah,
Very baby-faced.
Daniel Roebuck tends to pop up in a lot of horror movies, seemingly at random. And yeah, he's here in a younger form than we're really used to seeing him.
I think that's why I never picked up on it. Like, I'm so used to what he looks like as an older man.
Yeah, and these days he tends to play like guess like grubbier characters, not a clean cut FBI agent.
And it didn't even click for me when we were
Outrageous he
watching.
waits
It
for.
clicked when the credits were rolling.
I think I did mention Daniel Roebuck, but you didn't catch it.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean you often ignore me, so it's fine.
I don't ignore you. I have ADHD. Moving on.
It's not Alex that's out to get Miss Luton. It's fucking deaf bitches.
She calls these two agents and they come to pick up Alex for being suspicious outside of her house. And they think he's responsible for all these deaths. But they can't hold him, so they let him go. And where does he go? Right back to her fucking house.
He's a genius.
And this is just as death is executing its plan.
Really fucking with her before it kills her.
Playing with the gas on her stove, then
Yes.
mug.
Yeah, the mug spills into her desktop computer.
Her mug of vodka. I love how she starts out by making a little cup of tea, something you can relate to, but then has a complete freak out. She throws the tea, and instead of making herself another cup of tea, she says, "Fuck it, let's get the vodka."
A lot goes wrong for Miss Luton in a very short space of time. She ends up with glass in her neck, bleeding out, And what else happens to her? She gets a knife fall into her chest.
She slips on the vodka that she spilled. She ends up on the floor. She's reaching up for a dish towel, which is hanging on her knife block, and the knives come down too, and she takes one in the gut.
Must be heavy knives as well for them to just like spear her like that. But it's okay though because Alex is here. He's here just in time
He's here
to
to
say
save the
that
day.
yeah, you get it. And he tells her not to move, which turns out to be unfortunate advice because she probably should have moved at that point. Because more shit blows up and a chair topples over onto her and it drives the knife further in. And that's a wrap on Miss Luton.
He follows this up by grabbing the knife and pulling it out. And I think it doesn't take him long to realize, like, oh shit, I just put my fingerprints on this knife. And he throws it down. And he runs outside and he bumps into Billy just as the house blows up.
Billy's cycling by, so Alex has been spotted. He's left his fingerprints. We learn from Billy shortly later that the fire in the house basically caramelized the blood and left his footprints there for detectives to discover. So all the pressure is on Alex right now, all the suspicion. Like he looks like a murderer at this point, a creative murderer, but a murderer all the same. And I think this is the part where all the surviving characters come together, right?
Clear, Carter, and Billy, and Clear tells them that she finally believes Alex.
I mean, there's a pattern, so it makes sense to start believing him.
They set out in search of Alex, and they find him at the crash site. They all get into Carter's car just as Carter decides he's going on a fucking kamikaze mission. Like, this guy is not well.
Dev can't kill me, I'll just kill myself. Check fucking mate, Dev.
I would have just let him die.
Yeah, because he decides that the way to go is to park his car on train tracks with other people in there with him. So like he's willing to take them out as well.
And there's a train coming. The three of them manage to get out of the car, and they're trying to convince him to get out. I would have just walked away. Let his aggro ass die on the train tracks. Carter, for all of his fucking bravado, the second the train starts to get a little bit closer, we see his true colors, and he's a little fucking pussy.
Because he wants out
I'm
of there.
not scared of death. Oh no, wait, yes I am.
Fuck. They get him out eventually. He struggles for a little bit, but he makes it out.
And we
Dodges
learn
death.
that when somebody intervenes, death will skip a person. So in this case, Carter was the next person that was supposed to die. But because Alex intervened, death skips him and moves on to poor Billy, who is just a victim of circumstance throughout this entire movie. He gets thrown off the plane by happenstance because he's just in the aisle.
Hmm.
I think he's putting his bags in the overhead compartment or something, and he ends up thrown off the plane. He's casually biking by Miss Luton's house. Like,
Wrong place, wrong time, constantly.
yeah, he's just living his life. And unfortunately, because Carter has been skipped, he's next. And the train that should have killed Carter,
Killing him. And
there's a piece
shrapnel.
of shrapnel on the track and ends up decapitating poor Billy.
Yeah, and we get a great shot of like half of his head just rolling around in the dirt. One of the best visuals in this movie, especially if you love the gore.
I agree.
That's Stifler dead.
Alex decides to hide out in Claire's cabin by himself. He's isolated. He's eating like a fucking refugee. You couldn't pay me to eat the stuff that he's shoveling into his mouth.
And he's chewing it very carefully. We get a nice close up shot of him chewing his food that I know you enjoyed.
Ugh, no. He let his guard down.
His room's still full of hazards, to be fair.
Death almost gets him. You thought you had me,
Didn't have
but I'm
shit,
ready
bitch.
for you.
These nuts are ready for you.
And the reason he's isolating is because he's next. Or is he?
Is he?
Spoiler alert, he's not. I'm Mike Tyson over here.
He blur.
He misunderstood the path of the explosion on the plane and remembers that he ended up switching seats. He was originally supposed to sit in the back of the plane, but ends up sitting next to Todd. Mind you, he doesn't switch seats. He goes from sitting in the back to wanting to get off the plane. But he's not next, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Clear is next. So we're at Clear's, where she is. Listen, I love her character, but this is the worst part of the movie because she is neglecting her fucking dog. There is a full-on fucking thunderstorm happening outside, and she knows death is coming for her. And her poor German Shepherd is outside, chained to a pole.
Yeah. You're out of line, Claire.
Not fucking cool. Lightning strikes a few times. She finally decides to go outside and try to free her dog. And then once she does free the dog, she's like, run. The way I would have picked that dog up in my arms.
The one floor.
Can we talk about why an underage girl is living alone with no guardian? I feel like somebody should call CPS.
Well, she does explain it. Like her dad died.
And her mom
And-
ran off with the new husband.
Yeah.
And she's living alone and she's
Left to her own
underage.
devices. Like, no one gives a fuck, apparently.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Somebody fucking call CPS. What is this shit? It's like she's in high school. Death is coming for Claire, who's scaling the outside of her house, and then she jumps inside, and all the lights in the sockets are overloading and a lot of sparks.
Yeah.
They managed to make it very interesting that there is no flesh and blood killer.
Yeah, I agree. Like, they do a very good job of basically making a slasher villain with an invisible or, I guess, ethereal killer.
It's just an aura.
Aura.
And she manages to get into her car. And she tries to escape. It doesn't go very well because she ends up trapped, and there's a live wire on the hood of her car. But luckily, Alex arrives to save the day.
Once again. And this time his timing's a little better than it has been in previous outings. Because he does try to sacrifice himself. Nearly works.
But with the rules of how this works, it would just circle back. But he saves the day by dying. Except he doesn't die. But it does look like he's died. He picks up the live wire on her car with his bare hands because he thinks he's the Hulk. And giving her the time to get out of the car, just as the FBI arrives. But surprise, he didn't die.
Yeah, they bait us in with this idea of him dying.
Yay.
But then we just get is the next shot them in France
Getting off the plane,
getting off the
But-
plane? Yeah, they fucking made it, guys.
Alex, Claire, and Carter. I would have left Carter at home, personally. But Alex, Claire, and Carter decide to go to Paris, which, I don't know, it's a bit of an odd choice, I guess.
Yeah, suddenly they're besties with Carter.
It's not just that. I would never, listen, I'm already afraid of flying. If a plane that I was supposed to get on exploded, you can catch me on a plane, never. And not only do they get back on a plane, but they go to the city that they were originally supposed to go to.
Yeah,
know.
like they made some bold choices
Yeah.
with this trip. I guess they wanted to give Death the middle finger. Which, again, very smart move on their part. Well done, guys. You sure showed Death, except...
They're all sitting outside a cafe in Paris.
as you do in Paris.
They have a nice little toast to their fallen classmates.
To those we outlived. Rookies.
Then Alex ruins it, but I guess he
Kills the
doesn't because he ends up being right. But he kills the vibe because he says he wants to talk about Death's plan one more time. He's realized he may have missed something. Claire and Carter are over it. Claire suggests that maybe this was Death's plan all along, that the three of them were supposed to survive. So won't you please shut the fuck up? But Alex has been smoking that bad weed again, so he's paranoid. And some time has passed between him saving her and them going to Paris. So why are you wanting to talk about Death's design again?
Apparently this was 6 months later.
I wasn't sure if it was 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
For 6 months, you've assumed that you, Claire, and Carter are good, you're done. Then all of a sudden you land in Paris and you decide this isn't over.
Yeah, let's just sit here and eat our garlic bread. Like, damn, bro.
The flip side of this is that his intuition isn't wrong.
Maybe he is a god. Maybe he does have the power. Like, he has a bad feeling, and from that, everything just gets fucked up.
It's like he has a spidey sense, but make it traumatic.
That's just tingling.
He sees a few things happening around him, more of these ominous stares. He's having some kind of vision,
Yeah.
and he decides to go back to the hotel. But before he does, him and Carter exchange a few words about who's next. Carter insists that he's the safest motherfucker here because Death would have to kill Alex and Claire before it comes back to him. Spoiler alert.
He's wrong.
Well, he's not wrong because the accident should have taken Alex out, but Carter saved him. Carter wants to know, well, who's next now? Just as this massive fucking billboard.
Falls behind him, yeah.
And for half a second, you see that, oh, I'm fucked look on his face. I think
Shit.
I think the second he asks the question, so who's next? I think he realized right away.
What's that shadow passing over me right now? And that's where the movie ends. We don't see Carter get splattered, but that's what's happening. Nor do we see Alex get taken out by a brick, which is canon.
I demands satisfaction from the person who wrote that. That's so cheap.
He was taken out between this film and Final Destination 2. But
Yeah.
for now, at least, at the end of Final Destination, he is a final boy. And we've got a final girl too. We've got a twofer.
We've got a final couple.
Exactly. The original plan, though, for the movie was to have Alex die.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they shot a whole version of a different ending that test audience did not enjoy.
Audiences enjoy Devon Sawa.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, so yeah, I guess the scene where he saves Claire in the original version of the movie, that did kill him. And then I guess there was a time jump to Claire. If I remember correctly, like she was pregnant with Alex's kid in this original ending, and
Ooh.
there was some soppy stuff about he lives on if the child or
No,
whatever.
God.
Like it was in this documentary that I watched. They even showed some clips from it, but it seemed bad.
A lot of movies that do this. Main character dies, and then we find out that somebody is pregnant, so that, as you said, this character can live on. I'm guessing that things like this are supposed to give us some kind of closure or solace. Is it just
Yeah,
me who hates
he
that
died.
shit?
Like he died for something. Well, evidently not, because that ending got rejected. It's a phoned-in version of a happy ending, really, isn't it?
That's a perfect way to put it. Best I can do is an illegitimate baby.
Luckily, they did change that after the negative reception, but then they had him killed by a brick anyway, so
Uh,
Claire was left with nothing but to
What
sit in a padded room.
you know what bothers me the most about this was him dying so unceremoniously.
It's just a falling brick.
Could you not have come up with something better? I don't understand how the writers come up with these incredibly elaborate, interesting deaths, and then when it comes to killing your lead, let's just hit him with a brick. It's not in keeping with the types of kills that we see in this franchise.
Yeah, they tried to do something similar with Kimberly and the guy from Final Destination 2. In number 3, there was originally a scene about their deaths in a paper, which also got cut, fortunately. But yeah, the off-screen deaths are not it in this franchise. It's all about the on-screen shit.
We also want survivors.
Yeah.
In every movie, you have them trying to kind of like solve it, to be the ones to finally escape the curse. Alex thinks intervening is the key, which we learn later it's not. Kimberly thinks dying when new life is coming into the world is the key, which, as far as we know, is the only fucking thing that has worked.
Yeah, every movie since number 2 has basically had the protagonist killed off at the end. I mean, it's arguable about Final Destination 3, but I know where you stand on that. We don't see the train hit her. Well, we do in one cut, but that's not the point.
It's stated in Bloodlines that Kimberly is the only survivor,
I know,
which
unfortunately.
implies that the cop in part 2 who survived is now dead.
Yeah. Maybe she's doing what Claire did and just staying in the padded cell.
Maybe.
And then when someone comes to try and convince her to get out, she says, "Nope, I know what fucking happens." So, where does the original Final Destination fall on your ranking for the franchise? Is it the best? I know it's not the worst. I feel like you're the kind of person that would have number 2 on top.
I do. I have number 2 on top.
I know you so well.
I have number 1 in second place,
Yeah.
and then it's Final Destination 3.
The first 3 are the best ones, I think. They hold up the most.
The OG and part 3 are tied for second place. Unfortunately, you can't reflect that on Letterboxd.
Yeah, you can't do ties.
I have an unbridled hate for part 5.
See, I always liked part 5.
I hate the final 2.
Great twist.
I'll give you that. And 4, the characters are insufferable too, but I find the kills kind of silly and interesting and in a dumb way, like the guy who dies at the bottom of the pool.
Part 4 is like sort of like an episode of 1000 Ways to Die as a horror movie. In fact, a couple of the deaths I think are like taken from list of unusual deaths on Wikipedia that I've read through a couple of times. But it really has that vibe. It's just stupid. And I don't really like it, but like I guess I can see the upside to it. For me, it's Final Destination 3 and this movie at the top, the James Wan movies. He did the original. He gets the concept better and he makes it darker than the other sequels do. He doesn't have a great track record. He has like these two good Final Destination movies, and then he has the one with Jet Li and Dragon Ball Evolution, which I think is the lowest rated movie on Letterboxd of all time. So like he cooked twice and then fell off really spectacularly. He hasn't worked again since Dragon Ball, at least not as a director. But he cooked for Final Destination.
Where does part 1 land in your ranking?
I think second.
I know part 3 is your favorite.
Yeah, well, Mary Elizabeth Winstead will do that.
You're a Wendy truther.
Great visionary. And can a train really defeat her? I don't think so. Is this a 5-star movie for you?
I think the only 5-star movie in the franchise for me is part 2. I'm verifying now. I have the worst fucking memory.
There's a few 3.5-star movies in this for me. I think I've rated like 4 of them 3.5 stars, and the
I
rest
have
a bit
not
lower.
logged part 2.
You've never even seen it. You're a fucking phony.
I was not great with my letterbox until recently, so
I know you've been cooking lately. Been reading your reviews.
it's 4 stars. What do you have it ranked at?
3.5 stars. I just gotta rate it a little lower than you, haven't I? But
Always.
I do like it though. Like, it's a good franchise. It's solid. It's usually fun. Even the bad movie isn't the worst. Bloodlines, I think, is the exception, apart from the opening disaster.
Something for me that's consistent throughout. Even if you don't like something about the movie, be it the story or the characters or whatever, I feel like with this franchise, you can always fall back on the kills. It's so much more intricate than just somebody being stabbed with a machete or a knife.
Absolutely.
The thing that this franchise does really well is build anxiety. You're sitting there trying to fucking deduce how this is going to go down, and your anxiety is mounting because you're running through the possibilities in your brain. And that's really the thing that this franchise does best. But the first one's the blueprint. And as you said, it took it to a dark place. And I like it. It's different from the rest of the franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in agreement this week. A movie we
We're,
both enjoy. Like,
we're usually in agreement.
yeah, usually.
It's fine. We can fight again soon. I know you miss
Yeah.
it.
Next Tuesday will be the final episode where it all comes down.
Imagine if our friendship was so fragile.
And what the fuck did you say about Halloween Ends, you stupid asshole?
I feel like I've said that to you before.
Probably. Like, that might be an accidental quote that was just attributed to you.
What did you say about Blackcoat's daughter, you stupid bitch? Now, I know
may have
you said
too.
that.
Fucking dare you.
This is just a quintessential early 2000s movie. We get another poster full of good-looking people just staring you down.
The poster game is weak for this franchise.
The poster game is weak for the early 2000s.
But other than that, this movie's a hit.
Have we reached our final destination?
We have.
I guess it's curtains for us then.
Took it too far. Yeah, I'm getting a vision right now.
Of?
Oh no, now you're really putting me on the spot. Okay.
Thank you guys for listening. And if you're so inclined, hit like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back with a new episode next week.
And maybe we'll be fighting. See you next Tuesday.